What is going on, Jaguars fans? Welcome back to the Fan Cave, where we talk about all things Jaguars. My name is John O'Leary, and today I wanted to do a fun video where I talked about some of the top-tier free agents that the Jaguars should be looking at getting entering the 2021 season to hopefully help Trevor Lawrence and this Jacksonville Jaguars team go to the promised land and finally hoist that Lombardi trophy. Let's roll it. All right, Jaguars fans, starting us off is a player that most fans have heard circulating since really the end of the regular season. It's offensive tackle Trent Williams out of San Francisco. Trent has just been a dominant left tackle in the league. He had some trouble in Washington with the team doctors. Ultimately led to his trade, to being traded to San Francisco, but ultimately has been a very good left tackle in the league. He's made 8 straight Pro Bowls. He only allowed 4 sacks last year. That's a great number considering how beat up San Francisco was last year with injuries. He was a real stalwart on the offensive line for the 49ers, and I do think that he is the best left tackle that the Jaguars could potentially get. And hopefully Urban Meyer and Trent Baalke decide to open up the big bucks and get Trent Williams in a Jacksonville Jaguars uniform to protect Trevor Lawrence's blind side entering the 2021 season. All right, I wanted to jump to the other side of the ball, and let's talk about the defensive line now. This man is out of New York playing for the Giants. His name is Leonard Williams. Leonard has had a very good career so far in the NFL. He's played almost, I believe, all of his career in New York, initially being drafted by the New York Jets, then being, I believe, traded to the Giants, which, hey, I guess you don't have to sell your house. And considering the fact Leonard has had 29 sacks in his career, I believe that bodes well to being a defensive tackle. You know, he's not putting up the crazy numbers that an Aaron Donald does. But honestly, Aaron Donald's a freak of nature, and we can't expect everyone to be like him. Now, Leonard did have a big step in the 2020 season. He amassed 11.5 sacks. I think that shows well to how he's improving as a player as a whole in the league. And then he can really be a game changer in the league at the defensive tackle position, considering the fact he's had over 300 tackles and over 130 QB hits in his career as well. I do believe Leonard Williams is that defensive tackle that we've been missing on the team that can really, finally bump Taven Bryan off this depth chart and get some real talent on the defensive tackle position that we've really been missing since Marcel Darius and Malik Jackson were playing in Jacksonville Jaguar uniforms. All right, Jaguars fans, everyone knows the saying, a woman loves her diamonds. Well, I'm sure our quarterback loves his wide receivers. Now, the wide receiver class in free agency is absolutely loaded. It is filled to the brim with top-tier talent. Now, unfortunately, I don't see Chris Godwin escaping Tampa, and we can cross our fingers, but I don't think Allen Robinson escapes Chicago without being franchise tagged. So the next best option, in my opinion, is wide receiver Kenny Gallaudet. Kenny, unfortunately, was hampered by a hip injury in the 2020 season, but let's take a look at his 2019 season and see what kind of improvements and honestly just how good of a player Kenny is. Kenny made the 2019 Pro Bowl, amassed 65 catches for 1,190 yards, and I believe 11 touchdowns. Those are great numbers for a wide receiver. I know I have dissed Jacksonville wide receivers in the past for getting around 65 catches in the past, but when you have the touchdown numbers that Kenny Gallaudet does, and you also have you eclipse the 1,000-yard mark as a wide receiver, those do tend to get that 65 number overlooked. Honestly, if you can get 65 catches and then turn that into 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns, there's really nothing wrong with that as a wide receiver. The only problem is Jacksonville wide receivers haven't been able to do that as of late, but Kenny Gallaudet has. All right, Jaguars fans, I wanted to round out this list with something that the Jaguar fans, they're aware we need, but hopefully I'm bringing some new heat for them. The safety out of Denver, Justin Simmons. Justin has been an immaculate safety playing in the Mile High City. And honestly, I just think Jaguars fans aren't familiar with him. That he plays up in Denver. We don't play the AFC West all too often. But Justin has been amassing some incredible numbers. And I do believe he can almost have the impact that an AJ Boye did coming out of Houston into Jacksonville for the 2017 season, had an all-pro year. I believe Justin, when he comes to Jacksonville, he can have almost the same type of season where he goes from a very, very good player, and then he comes into Jacksonville and has a great year, makes himself an All-Pro. Now, Justin already has been an All-Pro. That's the major difference between him and the previous A.J. Boye, like I mentioned. Justin was a 2019 AP All-Pro second team. Now, unfortunately, didn't make the first team, but hey, being, top 4 in your position in the league, that is an incredible, incredible accolade to add to anyone's resume. Now, speaking of accolades, Justin at the safety position has amassed 16 interceptions, 27 passes defended, and has averaged in the past 3 years 90 tackles. I do believe those numbers bode very, very well to how well Justin is as a safety and the impact he can have on the back half of a defense. This is something that the Jaguars defenses have really struggled with since the 2017 season, where the secondary was just playing lights out with Barry Church and Tashawn Gibson. I believe that Justin Simmons can really bring almost a leadership and veteran presence and just an overall elite athlete in the secondary position playing at safety. And I do believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars will make him a Jaguar and get him in some beautiful black, teal, and gold playing on Sundays in Everbank. Excuse me, TIAA Bank. I'm still not really accustomed to saying that. But if you enjoyed the video, I'd love for you to leave a like, subscribe maybe even. Maybe I missed your favorite player. If I did, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. But as always, stay safe and go Jaguars.